iPhone 5 loudspeaker replacement guide. The tools we're going to need are tweezers, a plastic prying tool for disconnecting the cables, a proprietary Apple screwdriver called the pentalobe screwdriver, a standard Phillips head 00 screwdriver, a guitar pick for prying the phone apart, and a suction cup for lifting of the screen. To the lightning cable charging port, there are two pentalobe screws. Go ahead and remove them with the pentalobe screwdriver. Place the suction cup as close as you can to the home button. If the screen is badly cracked, use a piece of packing tape to tape over the cracks. That way you can create a seal so that the suction cup can function properly. With the phone on the solid surface, with one hand, go ahead and pinch it on both sides with your fingers and pull up on the screen with your main pointing finger and squeeze in the guitar pick in the bottom left corner near the auxiliary cable. Once you sneak it in, tilt it left to right to pry the screen apart. Pry around both sides to get the screen open. Once the phone is unclammed, we'll need to disconnect the screen from the phone completely. Go ahead and remove the 3 Phillips head screws that are different sizes that are guarding the connection to the screen. Once the 3 Phillips head screws are undone, go ahead and gently lift up the shield and move it out of the way. Begin by disconnecting the furthest ribbon cable from the screen. Gently underneath one of its corners with the plastic prying tool, pry it out of its socket. Make sure to go very slow and careful. You don't want to damage the socket when making this disconnection. Now the third and final connection. The screen is now free. The speaker is screwed in with 3 Phillips head screws, one in the left, one in the middle, and one in the right. Go ahead and unscrew the 3 Phillips head screws. With the 3 screws removed, go ahead and disconnect the home button cable. Get underneath it with a pair of tweezers, but be very, very careful. This cable can rip. Pry it out gently, take your time. Once it's loose, we can proceed to the next step. Go ahead and lift the speaker up in the bottom right corner. Pry it up at that corner at an angle, making sure not to bother the antenna connection cable on the top. Go ahead and work it out slowly. It might still be attached on the left. Go ahead and pry away that connection. Go ahead and remove 2 more pieces from the speaker to transfer onto the next one. The little safety pin, and then the glued-on bracket that secures the speaker to the phone. Reassembly. Reglue the bracket back onto the phone, aligning it. Take your time, make sure it's aligned correctly. Once the bracket is glued back on, resecure the safety pin. Put the speaker back in at the angle and make sure to move the connections for the home button out of the way. Secure it with the screw in the bottom right first so that it stays in place. Then secure the middle screw. Now secure the last screw. Take your time, make sure that everything is aligned properly. With the last screw secure, go ahead and resecure the home button connection with the residual glue. If you don't have enough glue, go ahead and take some double-sided M3 tape, a tiny little piece, and just put it underneath the connection like you see here. It doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to hold it in place so that the home button connection goes over it. Just like that. It's time to reconnect the screen. Go ahead and start off by bending back the two ribbon cables and the one further back. Reconnect that first. Make sure that you firmly connect it into the socket and you feel something like a click. Now the last and final third connection. Make sure that everything is connected correctly and firmly. Place the ribbon cable shield over the ribbon cables and secure it with the 3 Phillips head screws. With the shield secure, it's time to clamp up the phone. Start at the top edge of the phone and pry it into the phone case, and then clamp it, going around the contour of the phone, making sure that the screen goes into the phone housing. It's time to seal the phone by placing 2 pentalobe screws in near the charging port. With the pentalobe screw secure, power on the phone and test it. If this video helped you, please hit like and subscribe and check out more videos at appledollars.com.